It'll be fine.
Yes. Yeah.
We do have a time machine, so we can retcon anything.
That's true. That's true. I will just hack somebody's computer and delete things. No, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to D&D History Mysteries, where history doesn't matter because nobody knows what happens, and I'm making it up. Oh my gosh, I still have my real name here. My name is Mike. I am your game master for today. I am your dungeon master. We didn't do last time, and we kind of never do, is introduce ourselves at all. Anybody interested in doing that? Julie, could you tell us your name and who you're playing?
So my real name is Naomi. I'm from Canada, and I am playing Julie Daubigny, which we're stumbling over a little bit as we brush up on our French. And Julie was a 17th century opera singer, duelist, and raging bisexual, although we will see how that pans out.
Is she a barbarian?
Right?
Well,
how do you rage bisexually? Part barbarian, part bard. All right, fine.
Get in my bedroom. I'm playing. Well, she seduced men and women alike throughout the course of her unfortunately short life. But I am playing her as a dual class fighter bard for today's session.
She was famous for flirting with noble women in the court, and then getting challenged to a duel, and then winning. Which is why she's a big hero of Lord Byron's, who got away with the same trick many a time. The secret, Julie, is to befriend both of them, and yes, then you'll have 2 friends and 2 lovers. So yes, Lord Byron is, as you'd expect, really, the original fuckboy, although there's probably some that precede him. Master of the arts of Mars and Venus. He was a gentleman pugilist. He did occasionally wield the sword stick in anger. He had a couple of dueling pistols, and famously a poet of some renown. But yes, he was almost as famous for his misdeeds as his great works. And he is looking to make his mark on history with his pen or his quill.
Excellent. Buenaventura Durruti, please tell us a little bit.
So, hi, my name is Brenton Lengel. I am a screenwriter, playwright, and comic creator, best known for Snow White Zombie Apocalypse and Durruti, Shadow of the People. And I am playing Buenaventura Durruti, who is one of my personal heroes. Started out as a radical union member and militant in Spain in the 1920s and 30s. And then he wound up, the Spanish king killed all of his friends during a strike. He declared that the king will have 1 less soldier and 1 more revolutionary, because shortly after that he was almost drafted into the military, and proceeded to cut a swath of revolutionary violence across 2 continents and 5 countries. And when Spain's military went fascist, Durruti took up the defense of Barcelona, defeated the military, and then marched on Franco in Madrid with an army of 10,000 anarchists at his back. So yeah,
he's scary man.
Absolutely. And if you look into his biography, there is an adorable picture of him holding a tiny white dog, while everybody else is like posing in like the most kind of early 20th century sort of way. So yeah, it's a personal hero of mine, did some incredible things. And at the moment, he is banning fascists from life with a machine gun, as well as any of the other enemies that we run into in this wonderful time hopping adventure.
Beautiful. Well, I mean, the man who needs probably the least introduction, Nikola Tesla. Everybody knows a little bit about Tesla.
Yeah,
Please.
made famous by Elon Musk for the car.
The
Earlier
car
on in
guy.
the 21st century, people might have known the Tesla for the Tesla Tower, or rather those strange towers that just attract lightning. You've all seen the plasma balls that you put your hand on and the lightning ball goes to the fingers. Tesla was a very, very intellectual young man, raised in Serbian countryside without much in the way of education. His parents wanted him to have nothing to do with it. His father was a churchman, wanted him to worship God, and Tesla grew up to worship a different God entirely, the God of physics and electronics. He made his fortune going to America, or rather he tried to make his fortune. He's infamously bad with money, and I can relate to that. If not, can't we all? But he did very well with conceptual designs and patenting them and getting people to invest in his ideas, notably Thomas Edison. An infamous rivalry began there, and you could say it continued all throughout his life. Nevertheless, sadly, to his own day, Tesla was doomed to obscurity, but thanks to his many inventions he seeded throughout the world, he has come back to life in a posthumous fashion. So I enjoy playing him. I enjoy trying to bring to life the intellect there is, as I have a very limited one to deal with. So I like to think of him as the man who just wants to push buttons and see how it all works.
I like it. Well, we're going to be using something a little bit different today for our combat. We're going to be using something called Owl Bear Rodeo. Has anybody ever used this before?
No.
Naomi? All
This
right,
is
cool.
my first rodeo.
Sure. Well, it's actually really simple. So once we are in combat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the chat, right? And you can just click on that link. It'll open in a browser and you'll see all of your tokens. You'll see your faces, the monsters. There'll be like fog of war. I'll be able to draw on the map. I think even you guys will be able to draw on the map if you need to do so. You'll be able to control everything. There's some things that I can control that you can't, but it will be showing up on my screen and shared, so you'll be able to see both your own that you're controlling and the delayed version coming through, so don't be confused. That said, oh my gosh, I should probably open up chat. Things are happening in chat.
Sorry, Byron's planning on drawing things on your map. It's fine.
Oh, amazing. So last time, since Buenaventura Durruti wasn't really with us for most of it, we'll give a little bit of a refresher, even though Brenton probably knows a little bit more about this actual real life scenario than any of us. But you guys were sent here by the Ministry of Illumination, told that there are potentially some enemies here fucking with their ability to see this moment in time, and you're to find the enemies and root them out. But what you found here was a little bit more of a mystery. Anybody want to add anything to that?
We made a mess of things. Is the short version. I think at least we're in a bit of a pickle at the moment with people, the natives and the townspeople and something.
We found no one to fight nor fornicate with. It was most fun.
I should add, just in case somebody's catching this before the first episode, we have been sent back in time to the Lost Colony in Roanoke, Virginia.
Yes.
So this is exciting to me. I grew up in Virginia, so partially. So yeah. So I've heard quite a bit about the Lost Colony.
Lost Colony of Roanoke is a small island off of the coast of what is now North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
The original no, but it was Virginia at the time. The actual story is that Sir Walter Raleigh sent out a group of colonists. They got there, they died, and then he's like, fuck it, let's send another group. And they sent another one. The mayor had to leave, got stuck back in England for a number of years, and when he got back, nobody was there. And some other things will be revealed as we go. But
we're not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
This is
midnight History Channel time, guys.
This is probably
Yeah, he found.
Shit's about
He
to get
famously
wild.
found the letters C R O. Oh, okay.
Buenaventura Durruti did not know that.
That's okay. But what you guys actually found there is there were like little warps in time, sometimes big warps in time that were happening in these places. In the last moments, you sort of discovered that something reaching through was causing these warps in space. As you tried to send all of the colonists safely off to a place, they were chased back by what they saw as natives attacking. And as you guys were attempting to defend the colony, Tesla had put up a large wall of fire. And at the last moment, just over the top of that wall of fire, you could see hands and body parts and a big fleshy mass grabbing onto the tree trunks, sort of, that make up the posts outside of the colony. And as they came crashing down is where we ended. I should sort of, I forgot I had some intro pictures here, is building the colony. Oh, here, I'm not used to having slides. A little, from the time drawn map of Roanoke's colony there. Not exactly what the island looks like. And this is actually sort of a decent idea of what the colony, how the colony is shaped. You have these like log posts that are supposed to make some sort of protective barrier, but they're like a foot apart. Humans can squeeze through there.
Build a wall. Build a wall.
Right, the worst possible wall, the weakest possible wall. And so and you have the big sort of longer meeting house in the middle, and all these places around the outside. And I think cinematically, I'd like to start with this is what you're seeing, right? You're seeing a gigantic wall of fire and hints of something that you haven't really gotten a full glimpse of smashing its way through this gigantic
All I
wall.
can see is Julie.
I'm
That is
very
A wall of fire. That's one wall of
flaming.
fire.
well,
Hair.
some of these guys have seen horrific, weird time things at this point, but Julie, you are seeing this for your very first time, and I would like you to sort of give us what was as you're seeing this and contemplating the shit that you've gotten yourself into, or you have gotten into, whether or not you were part of getting yourself into it. What was your last memory of your regular life before being pulled into all of this nonsense by the ministry? What do you think that last moment was before the ministry pulled you in?
Well, I think that Julie was on the run as usual. I mean, she had married some time ago, but for not being satisfied with one mere mortal to be romantically involved with, had run off with her latest flame, and just trying to figure out what her next move is. Feeling maybe little unsatisfied with her work in the opera theater, and perhaps one day during rehearsal she peeled back a curtain to reveal a strange magical interdimensional portal, and Julie, being Julie and with her thirst for adventure, likely would have stepped through.
Stepping through, having no idea where she's going. Adventurous and brave and courageous at heart, she finds herself here. This is the map we're going to be dealing with. It's going to be a little bit different though, guys. So I'm going to see if I can transfer over to the actual map and send you that link. Everybody look away. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
You're going to actually see some stuff. Oh, close your eyes. Oh God, close your eyes. Keep them closed forever. I mean, in a bit. Hold on. Oh God.
But by the way, does anyone remember last session? Did I use spells and bardic inspirations?
I believe
I don't
you
think
used a bardic inspiration, but no spells.
Okay, yeah, I might have forgotten to reset and have a long rest.
Okay. Chat. Let's see.
We open our eyes yet?
Yes.
Okay.
You can open your eyes. Jesse's eyes have been open the whole time.
I tried, but then I was muted and I thought I better unmute.
I
Sounds
also
good.
I also realized like when I go over to when I go over to share this screen with the audience, you guys are still gonna see it through my shared screen. So
Well, maybe I should share my screen then. Would that work?
that would work. Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably better.
Okay, we'll do
I'll
that.
hit stop share.
It is loading.
It's cool.
It is still loading.
We can
Still
also
loading.
we can roll in here if this is what's going to be up
Oh.
on the video, right?
Here we are.
You can. Typically, I like to roll in front of everybody, even as a DM. I will be rolling with regular dice because even though there is definitely a way to make the monsters rollable for D&D Beyond, I couldn't really get practiced for it before this. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for any enemies
Mhm.
on this side.
You lucky bastard. One thing that I've been annoyed about with this campaign is the digital dice. It's like Bitcoin. It's extra not real now.
But the digital dice have been so good for me. Like I've been rolling 20s like unnatural amounts. So you guys
See my screen, yeah?
Yeah, yes, absolutely I can. You can name yourselves if you like, you don't have to.
I don't know why I'm the jackal. Yeah.
You can see the tools over on the side. The hand is for moving things around, moving your token, moving the screen, however you like. You can also see there's a little paintbrush. You can sort of paint effects on the screen. Just below that, there's a measuring tool, so you can see distance moved. That's mostly what we're going to be dealing with. You can also use this pointer tool, and it does this. So if I want to point, here's the fire, you can see right here. Oh, and here's a house. Then we can show each other things right there. That big red blob is my attempt at the wall of fire. I did not look up how large a wall of fire is at all
60 foot
before
long.
drawing that. 60 foot long? Let's see.
Yep.
How close did I get?
I reckon you're about half of it.
You can use the
Okay.
measuring thing to find out.
Not that close. All right.
It depends. If a square is 5 foot, then that is 55 foot long.
Hey. Well then, so I'll just sort of extend it a little bit over here. Does that make sense where that is? Tesla, would you have put it in a different place given the map that you can currently see?
It's roughly what I had envisaged because it kind of forces them to go either side. It's not direct line of fire, and
Yes.
it puts them into cover.
Yeah, and it also looks like you're not going to be catching anything in the settlement on fire.
You know what I didn't put out there are little tokens for your allies here. These were Abner's men. I believe
Durruti intimidated last session.
Yes. But at this point, as this thing crashes through and you guys look around, you don't actually see any natives at all anymore. You imagine they're mostly scattered. All right, everybody can see the map. That's fantastic. Does anybody have the initiative from last time? I think I might, but if we don't, we can always re-roll. Oh, I do. Look at this. Okay, so currently, without mentioning where this potential monster is, that's not great. Right now, the initiative is Julie, Byron, Tesla, Durruti, and Abner's
Two
men.
mooks.
The two mooks. That's my next band name.
I
I'm
was gonna
sure.
put it in the chat, but I didn't. I got Julie, Byron, Tesla, and could you do the rest one more time?
I just dropped them in chat for you right
Oh,
now.
there we go. Alrighty.
Okay, guys. So at this point, you have seen something crash through. The gigantic wall of fire still seems to be in between you and whatever's going on. But as it crashes through, it has, well, all of the spaces that Tesla has seen with his detect magic, where this thing has punched through at one point or another, light up. You are able to see all these spaces just sort of like a pulsing, warbling area of reality discontent, of temporal distortion.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey badness. And Julie, you have the opportunity to move first.
Okay. Julie isn't quite sure where to move because from what I understand, there are no enemies at this point, so there's nothing to duel.
You heard something large and saw pieces of something large crash down on the other side of that wall of fire.
Julie, let me reassure you. They rarely send us on peaceful diplomatic missions. If we're here, then there's probably some shit about to go down.
Well, I do have the Cape of the Mountebank, which affords me one dimension door spell. So I could potentially teleport myself on the other side of the flames. And I did just say Julie is a brave and bold individual.
Yeah, might I have a suggestion, Julie? Run to the other side of the flames and have a look, and then teleport out of there. Right? Wouldn't it make sense to do it in that order? Right? Have a return trip safe in your back pocket.
And do not worry, the flames will not hurt you from this side.
I also love that imagery of somebody like bursting through the flames, like, what's over here? Fuck that.
Well, based on where I am, I have a movement speed. Julie has a movement speed of 30 feet. So she can get, I think, to about here. So just on the side of the flames. I might need to take a peek next
Sure.
round.
Let's see if I can just draw a line here. No, I think that's, wait, hold on. Wait, that's still drawing more fog, not less. Oh, that's going to delete it all. Well, I think it still makes sense that you'll be able to see what's back there.
Oh.
It's Tetsuo.
Essentially, what you see is, if you've ever seen Akira, a giant Akira blob mass with like faces and arms and hands, but it's not just one person. It's multiple things that are all sort of ruined together by something you're not exactly sure how.
Well, I kind of recoil in horror, and before my turn ends, I would like to cast Blade Ward because I feel like I'm gonna need all the help I can get to take this creature down.
All right. The next is Byron.
Well, I don't want to be outshone by Julie, so I'll have a run too. I can run like the bloody wind.
And you have full control over your token.
I do. Well, yes, I haven't drank too much today, so.
Oh, I forgot to start.
7. I guess I'm about there, right?
Yeah.
I see the badness. I don't like the badness. I try not to judge something by their exterior, but yeah, really, this is excessive.
Yeah, and I mean, Yeah, it is about as gross as it gets.
Fair. In which case, I shall pull my dueling pistol and think of something witty to say next time I attack to impress Julie. That is a natural 20. Who needs wit
Shit!
when you got dice rolls like this, baby?
What's good? What's good?
All right. Yeah.
Smashing it square between the eyes. I do
Hits-
17 damage.
Any of the multiple sets of eyes, you do 17 damage. It recoils, and the sound, you can just barely hear the sound of its cries over the roaring flames next to you, and it's like Jurassic Park-esque dinosaur screech, but also like multiple voices all screaming at the same time. And then I need to roll. Oh, I can roll in here. These will be fun to roll in here. Let me see. Can I show you this?
Tesla, do you still have my pistol?
I do indeed.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Okay. And it screams out in horror, and if you could see where it's turning its attention, it definitely turns its attention towards you, but not necessarily with a look of aggression, but on the many faces you see in there of fear and desperation, and almost like an animal hunger. Is that the end of your turn, Byron?
Yes, I will cast Bardic Inspiration as I turn to Julie and I say, oh God, this is a horrific mass of meat. We've got the fire. We've got all the ingredients for a barbecue.
Fantastic. I will bring the grill.
Tesla,
I hope that
you're up.
inspired you a D6 amount worth.
Yeah. Fun fact,
Right.
I believe barbecue was actually invented by the Native Americans.
That's awesome.
On this day.
On this day in history.
Yeah.
All right, Tesla's go. Tesla's got to get an eye on things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to line up down the outside of that house, and seeing this horrible amalgamation of hands, faces, and just flesh, he's going to, at 5th level, cast Animate Objects. He's going to animate 10 tiny objects he can see within range, and he's going to go for the little rocks and pebbles from around the campfire.
Sure.
And they are going to move.
Can you drop
let me just-
tokens? I think you might even be able to drop your own tokens in there.
If I can, I will. He's going to have them move towards this thing. I just need to see what sort of movement they have.
Yeah, so all those little things all the way to your right are tokens, and you can resize them, if you want to.
Awesome. So they'll have a flying speed of 30 feet.
Flying pebbles!
Yep, flying pebbles. So I'll drop them in and let chaos reign. Let's see what's appropriate. I feel like the little wing ones are appropriate. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I love conjuring. This is someone else's problem now. This is delegation. All right, and they came from the fire pit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have them wait just behind the fire,
Sure.
where they're not being affected by the flames. And sadly, as it's a concentration spell, the wall of fire drops, actually.
Ooh,
So
sure.
we can get rid of the wall of fire, and these little fellas are just going to rush forward instead.
I think I can just, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So they'll form a nice little wall of their own as they all rush forward. And you know what? We might stagger that out. So it's a nice little wedge formation.
I don't know how to get rid of that red dot. It's there forever.
That's fine. All right, cool. That's my movement, my action. I don't have a bonus action I can use. And that's my turn.
Sure. Like the Wicked Witch of the West, just army of flying pebbles lines itself up. Buenaventura Durruti.
All right. Well, as the firewall drops, Durruti gets a good look at this thing, whispers Hoder under his breath, and I'm going to rush up. I think beside. So how far can I? This is probably not the metagaming thing to do, but how far can I throw a grenade? 120 feet. Okay, good.
Okay.
So Durruti is going to, and let's see just how far that is with our new handy dandy tool, because everything changed when you got rid of the wall of fire.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can reach this thing. It's like I can easily reach this thing from where I am. So Durruti is going to rush up to just behind the wall of flying rocks that he saw Tesla animate.
Yep.
As I do, I am firing with my star machine gun, and let's see what I got. So let's see the star. I need my attack actions. Here we go. So I'm going to fire with my star SI 35 9mm. And why is that? Sorry, there are too many screens here. So there's my star, but I want to attack. All right. And I'm rolling.
Let's do it.
28. Does that hit?
Yeah, 28 definitely hits. Sorry,
Okay.
I was hoping that I could see your roll on my side as well, but I can't, and that's okay. Oh wait, you're doing it through D&D Beyond?
Yeah, I did through D&D Beyond. I'm not quite
Okay.
sure exactly where to click on the other thing, but I'll figure that out.
That's okay.
All right, so
No, you're doing it perfectly. D&D Beyond, I'll be able to see it. That's cool. 28
right.
definitely hits this thing.
okay, so this is 15 plus, and I get another D8 on this. So we've got D8 roll. 28 plus 4 plus 2. So 28 plus 6. That is 34 points of
34?
damage.
34 damage from the hand grenade.
No. This is from the gun.
Oh, shit.
I'm doing it because this is like I'm like action surge. Throw the grenade. 5d6 of piercing damage.
Oh my god.
Damn. That's a lot of damage.
20 damage. But I think he can roll for half.
Roll dex.
I think
Okay.
let's see. I can't imagine that thing being particularly dexterous. But
Oh, you don't imagine the giant blob of uncontrolled limbs isn't very dexterous? Well, let's see. Oh well, a 5 minus 4 is. I think that makes it. That's a dirty 1. Pretty sure you could dodge it.
Beautiful. Okay, so it takes 20 additional piercing damage. And yeah, how badly did I hit this thing?
You did well with another 20. You said that's 54 total damage you just did.
54 damage. Yes.
That's gnarly. And as you do that, I mean, something pierces it, and then just it is hit with tons and tons and tons and tons of shrapnel as little chunks of it go flying off. You see its sort of grip on reality loosen, and it phases a little bit, and I have to roll a 20. That is low. And as it sort of jostles and phases in and out of reality, Buenaventura Durruti, I would like you to roll a D8 for me.
A D8?
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna do this clock style.
Oh, 2.
2. Okay, it moves as it loses its grip on reality. It moves 10 feet in a random direction. It's gonna move. So 1, 2. It's probably northeast. Wait, yeah. Okay. And it's sort of
gross.
It just cries out and shrieks. It's what you actually see is it sort of like phases in and out. You see like a little picture of it here, a little picture of it there, and it's just boom, it's all of a sudden in a different spot. as it screams out, and its fleshy bits just go sort of flying everywhere. Wow, it sucks to have this thing at the bottom of initiative. Abner's men, I believe the last person to give them any sort of command was Julie. Julie, do you remember what you told them to do necessarily?
I told them to cease fire against the natives,
Okay.
but nothing else. And I feel like were I to give another order would be, yeah, that thing you can definitely shoot at.
I think that thing you can definitely shoot at. I think this this one right here will sort of take up residence in front of the door to this longhouse to try and protect the people in there. And then this one is going to move in the opposite direction where it saw people moving. Where in another place where it saw people move, where they saw people moving to potentially protect other people. And I think they'll double dash that way. Let's see. You know what? This is a good spot. Let's put them over here. Then they can still take a shot. They'll each take shots. That's a hit and a miss. So one of them hits. It's gonna do 6 total damage, and you'll see as it gets hits again, you know, it sort of loses its grip a little bit, but grabs back onto reality. That's another. Actually, it's another 8 damage. This one misses its shot because there is a swarm of flying pebbles that are a little bit distracting and terrifying. I should say the little blobs that you see that have opened up all over the map. These sort of. Let me use the pointer so you guys can see. This thing. Oh, wait, that's not the pointer. This thing right here. Beep, 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 beep. This guy. Beep, 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 beep. These things that you see everywhere. Those are much like the temporal disturbances that you guys have seen. So if you remember what happens there, it's something to note.
By the way, question: when I chucked the grenade at this thing, the time dilation would have been close to it. Did the explosion have any effect on the time dilation?
Ooh, give me a perception check.
All right, perception. 15.
15. You didn't necessarily notice that it had any effect on the time dilation, but whereas you would have expected some of that shrapnel to hit the wood around it, the like scattered wood, it seemed like the shrapnel that made its way into that little distortion right there almost like disintegrated immediately and just dusted.
So we can't blow them up.
Does not seem like it.
Take that, you lousy dimension.
And so it is going to make its way. Doesn't have a ton of movement. Let's see, it is going to make its way this way. It can't. Oh man, it can't make it all the way into there. But this little pebble right here.
Yep.
As it comes in contact with the blob's form, or with the, I've been calling it the Cronenberg's form on my end, or the Akira mass. As it comes in contact with the Cronenberg's form, you see as these appendages and fleshy bits are lashing out, one makes a connection with it, and it just seems to disappear in there. How many HP do these things have?
20.
They have 20 HP? Mother. God damn it, Jesse. Okay, they need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's
Just
excellent.
Just
That's
that
their
one.
thing. So that's a d20 roll +4 for them.
Okay.
How many am I making?
Just one has come in contact so far.
Ooh, lovely. D20 roll, and then manually add 4 after the fact. 23.
23. It sort of disappears in the mass, but its wings are fluttering fast enough to just sort of fly out of there. And this thing is, as its appendages flail, you're going to see 2 arms take swats at the little things. I'll go for the one that just made it out right here.
Yep.
Oh wait, am I okay? The one that just made it out right here, and the one right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, that one is a 24, and that one is a 15.
AC of 18.
AC of 18. So the first one hits. Oh my god, these pebbles are gnarly. Fucking pebbles.
If you think pebbles are bad, you should check out Bam Bam.
Flintstones joke. That's going to be 8 damage that it takes.
8 damage. Got it.
Yes. And at the end of its turn, also has to make a check for its grip on reality or move in a random direction. 15, it stays. Okay. That is not a great turn for a blob. Julie, it is your turn.
Oh boy. As I watch the blob struggle with the pebbles, I raise up my ranged weapon, a crossbow. Not willing to run right into it quite yet, and I fire off a shot.
Sure.
Okay. So that's a 12 plus 6 is an 18.
18 does hit, and you just see it sort of disappear into the mass and fly out the other side, and you hear like a "Rah!" As this thing like sort of screeches and squalls. Damage.
So I'm going to use I'm going to roll, that's 1d8 plus 2, and I will use my bardic inspiration as well, turning to Lord Byron and saying, you said there was going to be a barbecue, here's my skewer, and away I go.
How much damage was that total?
That is going to be 13 damage.
13 damage. God damn. Okay. 1 attack, 2 attacks?
I'm just checking that.
I forget. I don't have your character sheet up. I don't know if you're.
I am dual. I dual
bard.
wield rapiers, so I will get once I get into the melee, I will get another action. But for now, I don't think I get 2 with the crossbow.
Yeah. Though on that note, I forgot that I get 2 attacks, so I actually didn't use up an action surge on that first turn.
Oh, all right. Well, you did a shitload of damage. Shut up. All right, and I'll just make its grip on reality check. That is a natural 1. Julie, I would like you to roll a d8 to tell me which direction it moves.
Yoke, rolling an owlbear. 2.
A 2, so it's going to move. That should actually be directly east, because if 8 is like 12 o'clock, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay.
No,
So
3 would be directly. It depends. Are you rolling a d12 or a d10?
D8. I was just trying to do cardinal directions. Like last time we did it as if 1 were north and 2 were northeast. So let's just stick with that. All right, let's go. 10 feet northeast. 1, 2. Okay. 1 more little pebble makes it into his blob area. Oh my god, only 1 pebble.
Right.
Give me a dexterity check for your fucking pebbles.
Let's do this. Pebbles for the win. 19.
Yes, absolutely. That makes it. That it definitely saves. So it is. Oh, and also the pebble, I should say, I messed this up. The pebble can choose to be pushed 5 feet back or to the side of the mass.
Let's go to the side, and I just checked to make sure they do get opportunity attacks, Mike.
All right, that's great. That's what I wanted to hear. That's definitely what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. So how many did you just move away from?
within their range. Well, I stayed within range of. Let's see. You help me out here. I think I stayed within range of this one. I think I moved out of range of this one. I think I entered this one and probably moved out of the range of this one. So 2.
So just 1,
Okay.
because he's only left the space of one of them.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to be a D20 plus 8.
Of course it is. Plus 8.
22.
Yes, that hits.
This is where balance comes back in, Mike, because they do very little damage.
Okay.
1d4 plus 4.
Okay. 8
6 points of damage.
Great. And as it does a little bit more damage, I'm going to make. It does hold its grip on reality. Okay. Whose turn was that even? That was Julie's? Byron?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers. I always say George Michael in my head whenever I say this out loud. Da 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 da. So,
Stop. We're gonna have to pay for that.
Could please roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, it's super wise.
Very worldly.
As I shout the thing.
That would be a natural 2 minus 2. That would be a 0 for that wisdom save.
You are as wise as you are beautiful, my dear. I'm gonna use my Kensei power. I can actually fire my pistol as a bonus action. Nice.
What did Dissonant Whispers do?
He gets damage. Or it, I should say.
Blob could be a woman. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's an it. It's a monster.
It's probably a they. It looks to be multiple people.
It is actually.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage, absolutely.
And it will keep. They must immediately use their reaction if available to move as far as its speed will allow away from me.
Ooh, okay. As far as its speed will allow. But
if it hasn't used this reaction yet.
Yeah, it has not. As far as its speed will allow. So I imagine that's just like full movement, not like dash movement.
Yeah. And it has to be away from me. So.
Oh, that's the wrong tool. I'm just pointing at it. 1.
Which I think is broad, as long as it's not moving towards me.
I just moved directly away from you. I would say that's probably 3 more opportunity attacks from the pebbles. But as you see it go that way, it just crushes in the edges of these houses right here. And it's just like it's sheer like chaotic sprawling and mass just crushes the edges of those houses.
I'm gonna crack off another pistol shot.
Absolutely.
It'll be a disadvantage at this distance, although I can run, right? So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, straight through the pebble swarm.
It's tiny. It helps.
Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's just enough for me to, there you go, get there, crack off a shot. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, a 17 does hit.
So that will be 6 damage.
6 damage. All right.
For the opportunity attacks, I rolled a 19, a 23, and an 11.
The 19 and 23 do hit.
And that was rolled 2 1s, so a total of 10 damage.
Okay, total of 10 damage. So as Byron lets loose his last shot, the whole thing warbles, and as it goes through what you think is very similar to its like losing its grasp on reality a little bit. One whole chunk of it sort of bubbles off and like blah, and like what looks like is sort of a bulbous human shape pours out of it and hits the ground and immediately sort of starts to decompose. Let's see, hold on, and the thing shrinks just a little bit. Let's see, did that happen on your screen too? Yeah, should. And it also has to make its grip on reality check. Let's see. Oh my god, that's a natural one. All right, so Byron, I'm gonna let you roll to see which way it went. But I think Tesla might have done the last hit. So a D8 for me, please.
That is a 5.
It's a 5. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be directly south. It moves.
Everybody in the house, yeah, come on, let's jive.
So this, so this house is just absolutely being destroyed. And
I'm going to be giving female names to every one of the people that drops from this blob to the tune of Mambo number 5 now.
Oh God, no. Oh my God. Just the fact that all of us are aware of Mambo number 5 and know what names are coming up, I know dates each and every one of us right now. So, Tesla, it is your turn. That little eye is just where one of the bodies sort of blumped out.
Lovely. So Tesla's going to keep it nice and simple for his go. What's his movement? Not really enough to get close, which isn't too bad. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to come up to here, and he's going to pop off a firebolt. So that's going to be a nice and simple +9 to hit.
Sure.
For 14.
14. Absolute. Oh wait, 14 is what it is to hit. Sorry.
Yeah.
The first doesn't hit.
Oh.
It does not. It does not hit. You see the firebolt get there, and just the sheer like moisture and squishiness of the mass, it just hits it and sort of dissipates.
All right. Remaining 10 feet of movement. Tesla's gonna take to hide behind the house here, just ducking under the alcoves. Using his bonus action, he's going to command the pebbles to assail the Tetsuo creature, the flesh monster. And so they're all going to go within 30 feet, go within melee range and make a single attack.
Okay.
Let's do this. Angela, Monica, Jessica,
Cassandra,
Sandra.
and Rita.
As I get on, the list gets sweeter. All right.
Oh no, I'm so just ashamed of all of us.
That's when a bard is inspiring, when you've got Tesla humming along to the tune. That's
Honey, what did you do today in your Dungeons and Dragons game? Well, we killed a flesh monster with pebbles.
All right, let's see what the lowest roll is and go from there. I can't. No, I can't tell what any of those are. Crap, I can only see 2 of them. I'm sorry, I didn't plan that out very well.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna do 4 at a time and then go from there.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that's a 18 and a 10 and a 16. So yeah,
16.
18 and 16 are the 2 highest.
Yeah. 18 and 16 hit.
Okay, and then the next 4. Natural 20. The lowest one was a 16, so they're all hit with a natural 20 on there. So,
okay, so that's
5 hits,
6
1
total.
crit.
Yeah.
Yep. And last 2.
Hate this game. Who chose this game?
A natural 2 and a 9, so that's 17. So 6 hits and 1 crit. Lovely.
6 hits, 1 crit.
All right, here's the 6.
Fine, everything's going
normal
super well,
hits.
guys.
Going super well for us.
Yes.
6 times 4 is 24 plus 12. That's 36 points of damage for the normal hits.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the crit is an additional 10 points of damage. So 36
so that's
plus
46.
46. Yeah.
46. Okay.
Sticks and stones might break your bones, but I think I've made my point.
But I've got no bones to break because I'm a blob. All right.
All right, that's Tesla's turn.
Beautiful. Buenaventura Durruti, please.
So how hurt does this thing look?
Kind of hard to tell. It is a big bloody blob.
And
it's shrieking more than usual. and it has a whole body that has lumped off of it, and it's shrunk about a third in size. So
Okay.
I think I can give you that.
Does it look to have any kind of weak spot? Like, is there like a core somewhere that I could maybe?
The bloody spot. Go ahead and give me. I mean,
would it be insight?
If you're really trying to investigate, like, where is the weak point, I'm gonna have you make an investigation check, but that would be one of your attacks. Typically, I would
that
make
would
that
be
an
one of my
action,
attacks.
but yeah,
If it's
for sure.
No, that's an intelligence thing. Durruti, that's one of my dump stats. So, all right. You know what? Instead, Durruti's just going to open fire on this thing and just try to do as much damage as possible. So
Yeah.
I'm going to use a violent shot, which will add an extra D8 to my attack. Fully automatic again. So let's see what I got here. All right. So let's go to my attack.
Yeah, Durruti, this thing is looks like an open festering wound. I don't know how you'd work out what the weak spot was.
Natural 20.
Oh, he's nailed it.
Okay. So I'm going, oh my. All right. So then I'm going to roll. Oh, this added the extra dice for me, actually. So that is 17 on a crit. So does that double?
Yeah. Well, the dice double, not the plus whatever.
Okay.
So like whatever you rolled on the dice, that doubles.
Okay. So 10, 14 times 2 plus 3.
14 times 2 plus 3 is 28 plus 3 is 31.
Okay, so that's 31 damage. And I'm going to go for my second attack now. Again, just fully automatic fire. I want this thing done.
Yes.
All right, so natural 1, my gun jams. And I think last time I had it. Yeah, so natural 1, gun jams. So Durruti's like, and I can't do anything to fix it right now. So I'm going to use my actual action surge. And Durruti is going to pull out his automatic pistol and his revolver and just kind of
Yeah.
So rolling for the pistol first. That is a 20, a dirty 20. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then I will roll the damage for that. That is 9 damage.
9 damage.
And for the revolver, this thing has a lot of HP.
It does. It is a blob of bodies.
Yeah, that's 22.
Yes. Holy snap.
And for damage, 10 additional damage.
So it's 19 total. Mother.
Yeah, on top of the first round.
I've been forgetting to roll its grip on reality. Son of a bitch. Is that the end?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay. That is a natural 16. It does hold its grip on reality, which actually doesn't benefit me at this point. Durruti, it is Abner's men. Abner's men, the one standing, actually, you know what you're going to see is these two. You can see, Julie, you are the farthest from the action. You can probably see and hear the best. This one is going to move, wait, here I am. This way, farthest that they can. And around this house, where you can see this, I should be using the pointer. Where you can see the little time dilation in there, you recognize this is Eleanor's house, and you can see she is guiding people and lots of colonists into her house and into safe spaces in the shed next to it. And one of Abner's men is over there trying to help out, but you can see Eleanor has a pretty good handle on where people should be.
I'd
This
blow her
one,
a kiss.
right there you go.
Keep
All right,
up the
oh
good
my gosh.
work.
Give me just give me straight charisma just for fun. Let's see if she can pick it up from a distance. I'll give her a perception.
Alrighty.
But that's by charisma. Sorry, Mike.
Oh yeah, by charisma.
15. Does that mean
15.
I get a bonus since it's by charisma?
advantage for my charisma. And her perception is definitely high enough. She notices it, and she's like at first is just like in the middle of sheer panic, and it's just like, what the and like just sort of like gives you like half of a little like shrug and like coy, like, come on, and like just keeps trying to move people around. It's just you, Tetsuo monster, and like keeps moving people into safe spaces. That is mainly her focus, but definitely gets a little cute smirk out of her. And this one over here, I think, would probably just be, you see him guiding the few people that are in that sort of town center house out, and we'll take a shot. That's a natural one. Okay, that's not helpful. God, I wish I should have asked Toby how often they can actually attack, since they have guns from the, 1600s, I think we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you're the DM here, but last
Yeah.
time we played guns, Toby did kind of like lots of damage, but you had to spend a whole round reloading. So we ended up in a situation where we would just shoot the gun in the first round and then run in with melee weapons.
Which
I'm
is
not gonna think that hard about it.
how people in this period use rifles. So yeah.
They're just super fast with matchlocks. All right, and then it becomes the monster's turn. The monster has slept. I'm just gonna sort of move this out of here so we don't get it confused with the other things, but know that it is sort of in that mass, and fearing for its existence and desperate to hold on to any semblance of this reality, is going to move its full movement towards the fire as fast as it can. Well, it can sort of, okay. That's as far as it can move. Okay.
Would that provoke attacks of opportunity from the pebbles?
It will, but before the opportunities of attack happen, it's going to pass through their existence. Well, I guess two of them right here and here will get opportunities of attack, but this group, as it passes through the swarm, it's going to attempt to subsume all of them into its giant blobby form.
Okay. For two of them, the lowest roll was a 21.
Yeah, did I just see a 31?
I rolled both their rolls together.
Okay. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, the lowest roll was a 21. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So that's 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage, and as you do that, it drops off another body.
And then I need to make 8 dexterity saving throws. Is that correct?
8 dexterity saving throws, and it shrinks in form again. So at this point, where it has landed will probably, fuck it. It's going to affect Durruti. We'll put it right there.
Oh, great. I knew I should have retreated before I fired.
Had to do something.
Okay.
What do we got?
So I've got 7, 7, 11, and a 24 with a natural 20.
Okay.
And for the other half, that's going to be 12, 7, 21, and 16. So that's 1, 2, 3 successes, I think.
The 16 and above succeed. The rest fail.
So 3 successes, 5 failures. Goddamn.
Yeah. So those 5 failures get subsumed into its body. The others can choose to be sort of bumped out of the way if they so choose.
Yep. All right.
Enters creatures.
Did Durruti and I get an opportunity attack?
You will be affected by the subsume as well before you get an opportunity attack. So I'm just trying to deal with these things first. I'm just going to roll a straight damage for all of them. That is 9, 4, 4, 1.
13, 17.
And at the start of each of this thing's turn, it will take 66 damage as it's being sort of absorbed and digested. Byron and Durruti, also please make dexterity saving throws.
All right. Natural 20.
Natural
23.
20.
Yeah.
Save, and you can choose to be bumped out of its way by 5 feet.
23.
Yeah, I would.
23, also a save with a limp and a cane.
So we go 5 feet out of its way.
Yes. Well, and Durruti, you don't get an opportunity attack because it's still within your range where it landed. But Byron, you do get an opportunity attack as it passed by you.
Okay. I will. Yes, I'd be keen to avoid hitting it barehanded, I think. I don't know, though. Yeah, let's do
Just
it.
punch one of them in its big stupid face.
Any of its big stupid faces.
I mean, how does it feel when it tries to absorb me?
Like the sweatiest hug you've ever experienced. Like somebody who's like 20 feet tall and super duper like big and blobby is just really trying to give you a hug with tons of sweat, but all their bones are in the wrong place. So there's lots of weird, pokey, proddy areas and so unnecessarily wet.
You're getting a hug from by Bob from Fight Club.
Yes, it is exactly that. It's like a meatloaf hug.
Okay,
but
that's
it's
9
also
damage worth of nope right there.
Absolutely. And you also get sort of like a weird, have you ever accidentally been touching something metal that has like a small amount of current running through it and you get like that sort of awful tingly sensation? It's not really a shock.
Yes, I tried to stick my penis in one of Tesla's contraptions.
You know what? How do you really not?
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry. Should we move on?
This is a bad time for me to learn this, Byron.
Now he's got to sanitize all of his contraptions. Really a chore. Okay. And as this thing shrinks and drops off bodies, I think it did take more damage. So let's see if it moves. It does lose its grip on reality. Who is the last person to hit it? Byron, right? You just gave it an opportunity attack. So please roll a direction for me.
And for your reference, Mike,
Yes.
The one that had taken damage previously, the pebble, that vaporized.
Yes. Okay.
The other 5, I've marked conditions on them, and they've got 2 hit points remaining.
Okay.
6 is the direction.
6 is the direction. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6, 10 feet southwest. Wait, shit.
Uh-oh.
Just about. Okay. And then it becomes Julie's turn. Top of the round.
All right. Well, considering that the creature has approached me, Julie has decided that it is dueling time, and so rapier's drawn. She steps up to the blob and goes at it with the rapiers. So that's +6 to hit.
Absolutely. +6 to hit. Let's see.
23.
A 23 absolutely hits.
Now, with 2-weapon fighting, do I need to roll to attack twice, or do I just roll the damage based on the 1 attack?
You attack twice. Your second attack is a bonus action.
Okay, so I'll attack, damage. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it can be quicker just to roll if you can, all at once, and just describe the attack in a flurry. But for now, yeah.
I rolled again. So to hit, I have a 23 and a 21. Do both hit?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And then to damage, that's 1d8 + 4. And then for the second, I don't get the bonus for the second rapier. So
okay.
The first rapier does 12 damage.
Okay.
And the second rapier does 5 damage.
Okay, so 17 damage total.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh my
I-
gosh.
I turn to
Nice.
Durruti and I say, she is magnificent, but she is in quite serious danger.
As she uses those rapiers, and she's just literally like hacking off like lumps of this thing, and as they hit the ground in this reality, they sort of start to immediately decompose incredibly quickly. Let's see if it holds on. It's a natural 2. It does not. Julie, please roll a d8 to decide which direction it goes in.
Alrighty, just gonna do that in owlbear. 6 again. Uh-oh.
6.
Oh no, it's gonna.
Oh no,
trample me.
indeed. It is going to move 10 feet this direction and enter your space. Please roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. A 6. Ooh.
A 6
Ooh.
fails, and as it passes by, you guys see it rolls over, and Julie is sort of absorbed into its roiling mass, and you can see her arms and legs sort of cartwheeling out. Julie, you're going to take 3d6 damage. That is also a 9, 2 4s, and a 1. And as you are sucked in there, tons of things happen. One, you feel its full mass. You cannot breathe. It's trying to take breaths against a plastic bag, but you can see out. Its grip on reality is so tenuous. You can see all of these spots that you could sort of see in the area. Now the ones that are inside buildings and on the other sides of buildings, you can see them lit up almost better. It's like looking in the ethereal plane, and you can see these entries to that a lot brighter than the actual reality around you, but you are in a very terrifying position. You can also see the holes of bodies inside this roiling mass with you. That is the end of Julie's turn. Byron.
Oh no. Right, Byron to the rescue. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Show me your wisdom, you beast!
Fucking wisdom. It's a natural 1 minus 2. It's a -1 wisdom check.
That's incredible.
Wisdom saving.
I nearly asked, how do you show negative wisdom? But I've been around enough to have seen it in real life. That will be 8 damage.
Absolutely. It takes 8 damage.
And it must move away from me as far as it can.
Oy. Okay. It's full movement. Wait.
As it does that, I will run after it and I will shoot. My dueling pistol does 22 hits. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it definitely does.
For 14 damage.
14 damage.
How far can it move?
It can move 15 feet per round.
Okay,
Unless it's dashing.
Okay, I think then I will have caught up to it, right? Where was I? How about that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Nearly. That's not quite, is it? So, that'll be me.
I would say you've seen it fight. You at that point, you are within its range, even if it is not within your range.
Oh, then I won't do that. Yeah, I just gave myself a little intelligence check, and okay.
I think it's justified. You've seen the appendages whipping out of this thing.
10 or 15 feet.
It's got a 10-foot reach, not a 15-foot reach.
Okay. That'll be my go.
Okay. Nikola Tesla, please.
Ahoy. It's me.
Ahoy,
Mr.
hoy.
Tesla.
It's me.
Hey, all right. Tesla wants to get in close. His friends are in danger, and he's a bit far from the action at the moment. So let's rectify that. He's going to rush around the side of the house. Byron, Durruti, crap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's wrong with the pebbles? Quickly, get closer. He's going to send the pebbles 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The ones that are affected and seem to be warped by time and space. He's going to have them rush forward in a little X formation up here.
Are those the ones that failed their dexterity saving throw?
They are indeed. So they'll take 66 at the top of their turn?
No, at the top of the monster's turn, but they are inside the monster's body right now. They have been subsumed within its existence.
Oh, that's delightful.
Okay.
That makes what they do a lot easier. Thank you. And the ones that are intact, he's just going to direct to go with Durruti. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these two can come over here for where Tesla's going to be.
Damn.
He's moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more space here. There we go. All right, lining himself up. He's going to raise a hand, do a little finger pistol, and lightning is going to coalesce and gather around his fingers and shoot off a level 3 thunder lightning bolt.
Holy shit! All right. Oh my god.
Let's say DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh my god, so dexterous. I can't wait. Wait, DC 17?
Be so staticky.
Yeah.
It automatically fails a DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
Oh, how sweet.
Yes. It has a -4 to its dexterity, so it could not possibly hit a 17.
That's beautiful. That's 26 points of lightning damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, that's one higher because I treat ones as 2, so 27.
27. All right.
Hey.
That's getting close here.
Yep. And then
so yeah, I mean, you see it sort of warble, and on the inside
does
of it,
Julie take any damage from that?
Julie, you do not take any damage from it, but you can see the whole mass and the bodies within shifting and writhing in pain, and you can hear all of their voices, now more individual voices than just a screaming mass. Sorry, go right ahead, Tesla.
That's fine. That was vivid. Bonus action, just directing the pebbles around to assist and aid where they can. So these two down the bottom, just by Tesla, they're heading over to assist Byron, and these two, now Durruti, they're going to hover around and just keep him protected. With the others, he's saying, wherever you are, do what you can. So that'll be 5 attacks from them, if that's still permissible, from within the blob.
That is an excellent question. Let's see.
Why did the eyes move?
An engulfed creature can try to escape by taking. Okay.
Like I can't attack inside it, right? So
It doesn't say you can't. So I'm gonna say you can.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. Thank you.
I mean,
Mike.
has anybody ever run a gelatinous cube before? You can attack a gelatinous cube from the inside while you're floating around. Yeah. I'd say let's roll with that.
Yeah, I think it just I think it imposes a condition on you, like you become restrained, and your movement speed's reduced to 0, and you have disadvantage on weapon attacks.
It doesn't say anything. Oh, wait, the engulfed creature can't breathe and is restrained. So yeah, I think you're right.
All right, so I'll roll these twice and take the lower results. So first batch, lowest 2 are 13 and 12. Everything else is, the next lowest set is 20. Okay.
Oh my god. So above a 16 hits. So yeah, 20 and above, yeah.
Okay, and
Rather 16 above hits.
this one they would have all hit, except one's turned to a natural 1. So would we say that 3 have hit then? Because 2 failed on the first roll, and that's another natural 1 on the second rolling of disadvantage.
Rock and roll.
What would you say?
Go for it.
Hey, 3 hits. Yay. So 3d4, that's going to be 12 plus 6 is 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Is that the end of your turn, Nikola Tesla?
That is the end of my turn.
Durruti.
All right,
Rip,
so
buddy.
I saw it subsume Julie. Can I see like what part of the mass she's physically in? Like, are her legs dangling out somewhere? Like, do you have any idea where she might be within the blob itself?
So you can shoot Julie. Oh no, that's not what you want.
Oh,
okay.
thank you.
I think it is smaller now as two major bodies have dropped out. I still say that, like, looking this closely into it to try and make an affected attack, which I assume is what you're trying to do, will take up one of your attacks.
Okay, so I'm okay with taking up one of my attacks. What I want to know, because I think Durruti would be looking at this thing, my plan here, and you can tell me if this is based upon what. Just tell me if this is a possibility.
What are you trying to learn?
I want to know where she is to see if I can use like a winging shot to knock her free. Like, so if she's like in one like little tendril, I fire a winging shot, breaks that tendril off, she's free, and the thing is knocked prone.
You know what? Instead of taking up your turn, just give me a straight intelligence, and I'm going to give you some information based on that.
So int roll, I guess it would be the same.
Straight intelligence check, yeah.
Okay, come on. 7.
A 7? You could potentially see like parts that might look like Julie. But you're not sure a winging attack would potentially push her or any part of her out of there.
Okay. I'm going to try it anyway, because I think at this point, Durruti doesn't know if she's alive or dead, so he's just going to do his best. So I'm going to take my Mauser and fire a winging shot. Attack Mauser. Okay, so I'm going to roll dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits for sure.
Okay. And that does 19 damage.
19 damage. Oh my god.
The rule is that it's knocked prone. So whatever a winging shot means in this thing.
Okay, so I just looked at your thing, so it would have to do a strength saving throw to see if it's knocked prone first.
Yeah.
But also I'll roll the strength. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. So you wing it, and it is turned over as you imagine it would be knocked prone. But as it sort of rolls and moves, it is so amoeba-like that it doesn't really have a bottom so much. So calling it prone and laying down, it
doesn't really make sense.
Game mechanics, it is immune to the prone condition, but it doesn't really have a laying down. It doesn't have a back. It's just a ball of parts. Is that your go, Durruti?
That was my first shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna fire again if I can. Another shot from the Mauser.
Okay.
That is a 19.
That is a 19. That hits.
12.
12 damage. Oh my god. Okay. It is so loosely attached to its body, to its parts, to reality itself. I'm going to go ahead and make a check to see if it can hold a grip on reality. And it just barely can. You see it sort of phasing in and out, and now it is very Akira, where like little parts and blobs are just going like, and it's no longer even really like a full mass as much as it is just an amalgamation of parts. Both of Abner's guys are going to turn and take shots as they see what's happening. Okay. It's 12. Oh, okay. Okay, that's a hit. And that's another hit. Okay. Damage. Oh, wait. Shit, I got to roll damage in here. Sorry. It's just easier to do it in here. Fuzzy pink dice. That is not a lot. Okay. They do. Wait, that's 2 and 2, 4, 4. So they do 12 damage total. It is on the absolute brink of death. It's almost a mass, and you can see Julie. It is almost a puddle. Let's say it is almost a puddle, and you can see Julie sort of in parts peeking out and trying to catch a breath. Which way? It does fail its grip on reality. Durruti, you roll for these guys. Give me a 1 through 8.
1 to 8. All right. Let's see what I got. 2.
It's not a 1. Okay, fantastic. So it's going to go 10 feet in this direction. Byron, it does not affect you, but it is within your range now. Oh shit. Oh my god. At the start of its turn, everything in there takes 6d6 damage. I'm gonna go ahead and roll right here. Everybody's just gonna take the same.
Yeah.
Oh
Those
my
pebbles
god.
definitely gone. They got 2.
Okay, pebbles are gone. This is not great.
Okay.
Math is so hard. Okay. 10, 17.
So I about to
4
take
is
6 damage. Jesus.
no. You don't have to take any damage right now, Byron. You are not inside of it. Everything inside of it takes 10, 17, 21 damage, like acid damage as it is sort of digested. So all those little thingies gone, pebbles are gone. Julie, how are you feeling in there?
Oh, I'm not good at all. I mean,
Not
I
excellent.
can't breathe. I'm burning. I'm struggling. Yeah, I am not in a good place right now.
Bad time all around.
And it's let's see, what am I seeing? Oh wait, are you guys still seeing Julie's face up there? Anyway. It takes multi-attack. It takes 2 as the parts and arms are and legs are just whipping out of there and teeth. It's gonna make a multi-attack on Byron. So 2. This attack I named random appendage. So 2 random appendages come flying out at Byron. That's a 10, and that's a 9. I think Byron's probably all right.
Neither will hit, yeah.
You're able to sort of move around the appendages as they flail about. Julie, it is your turn.
In a last-ditch effort, as Julie feels her lungs burning with a desire to breathe, she focuses on her cloak and casts Dimension Door to try to escape the blob.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
Aren't you
Right.
glad you didn't use it to say hi to the blob?
Extremely.
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna zip right outside, maybe right beside Byron, because yeah, I got some rapiering to do. So yeah, off I go. Whoop. That's the sound it makes when you do Dimension Door.
As you emerge and that red cape sort of swirls around you dramatically, and that sulfurous smell pours out, although it doesn't have to be the real cape of the mountebank, whatever. As smoke pours around you and your cape billows dramatically, what would typically just be wind and an emergence of a beautiful woman is also the emergence of a very what's the word that I'm looking for? In entrails covered human. And as your cape whips back, there's a lot of more of a feeling as you dramatically arrive.
I hope Tesla has prestidigitation to clean her when this is done. Nope.
On my bonus, action, I take a deep breath of the fresh air around me. Just apropos because I take second wind, which allows me to regain 1d10 plus 7 HP.
Nice.
So I will roll for that. 1d10. So it's a 6 plus 7, so I get 13 hit points back, and I believe that will be my turn.
Amazing. Byron.
I am so relieved to see Julie's okay. I never doubted you for a second, my dear. And with that, I'll show a bit of the old pugilism as the fists come out. And
Sure, you can this thing.
I am going to get my monk on. So that is a 9. Good
A
stuff.
9 does not hit. It's not that you're not hitting. It's your fist as it enters. It doesn't make contact with anything worth anything. It just like sort of sinks in and pulls back out.
Okay, I continue to just pummel this thing. 22 will hit it.
22 hits. On that next hit, you feel full-on contact with something that feels like bone or muscle in there.
That'll be 7 damage. I'm going to expend some key points and go for a bit of the old flurry of blows.
Absolutely.
Punching each and every one of its faces in their big stupid nose.
So another 2 hits. Unfortunately, a 12 probably won't do it.
No.
But neither will a 9, sadly.
No.
I'm just punching wet blanket.
But Byron, as you let one punch all the way through, one punch connects super hard. You feel the whole thing convulse around you. And as these last 2 punches go in, they're not connecting, as the whole thing is just sort of glitching out around you. Please describe to me how you punch the Cronenberg to death.
I'm just... I thought Julie died. I'm stressed as hell. I'm just blind rage punching, and eventually I just connect on the chin with one of its many faces. I believe Rita, now in the Mambo number 5 order. and it just shatters. My fist goes through it as the thing just explodes all around me in just a wave of gloop.
As you make the connection with Rita's chin, oh wait, there you go. You see a whole body just go flying out of the mass, and the rest of the flesh that is not connected to it just liquefies in front of you. And much like the other bodies, as this body hits the ground, it immediately starts to decompose, leaving a lot of its non-fleshy bits behind. And as this happens, you see the few large, I should say, warps in reality that you can see with your eyes start to flip, and start to wink out of reality. But those bodies remain. 3 bodies remain. Not much of them remains, but much like the other things that were affected by this time dilation, they start to wither and then melt and decompose, but the items that they had on them are left behind.
That's poor consolation. I was looking forward to getting to know Tina, Sandra, and Mary.
Durruti, by the way, question.
Disgusting.
So on my misfire, when I got the natural 1, should I have taken like damage from that or something? We kind of missed it early on in the round, but I'm just wanted to see.
Should you have taken damage from a misfire? I don't know the gunslinger fighter rules. That would be...
Yeah, well, it's not it would have just jammed from the gunslinger rules, but I'm wondering, like, if I roll a natural 1 on an attack, what happens beyond a automatic failure?
It sort of depends, right? Like some DM, I sometimes rule that you hit your teammate. Like if I'm feeling particularly mean.
Yeah, I typically don't do that on a failure. If it's like something that involved a lot of dexterity or whatever, I usually try and paint a picture. But in that moment, a gun jamming is not a super dramatic moment. It's just like this piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Durruti swears and removes the jammed round, and then kind of looks over to Julie and is, are you all right, Senorita?
I've certainly been better, but I thank you and the rest of the team. See, we have been able to conquer this monstrosity.
Anyone know what that thing was?
How bad does it smell, Mike?
It smells, well, that's an excellent question. For a very brief moment, you get that horrible whiff of rotting smell. But it fades slowly into like sort of a fertilizer compost and then just an earth smell as all of the time that it's spent in this sort of in-between area just catches up with it momentarily. And it does its mortal job and becomes part of the rest of the environment. I should have kept the map up a little bit.
So what did we find, by the way?
Byron
Byron
and Julie are closest to one body. I believe Durruti and Tesla, you are closest to the other two, which would be sort of off in this area. You guys were over here. Byron and Julie, you've got another body over there.
Does anyone need any healing?
Play over here.
Durruti, you jammed your gun. I think I can mend that if you'd like.
If you want to take a look at it, I've already cleared the round, but yeah, here. And I take off the star and hand it to Tesla. If he wants to look at it, maybe we can make sure it doesn't jam again.
I say to Julie, it is odd, but contest of any kind gives a rebound to our spirits and sets us for a time. And with that, you shall heal 8.
Merci beaucoup, Seigneur.
Durruti, you said you were trying to search for things?
Yeah, what was on the body?
So body closest to you, give me an investigation check.
Investigation. All
There's
right.
a whole lot of investigation to be doing.
All right. You're definitely gonna want to make a roll for this, Tesla, because oh god, a 2.
Yeah, I likewise, I just got a 7, so like Julie and Tesla are just watching us.
Durruti has
derogatory
ADHD and he doesn't respond. He does not attend to visual detail.
Yeah, Durruti, without physically like sifting through the things, because everything is kind of gross over there, you can see similar to some other individuals that you've run into in your last couple adventures. They were wearing some sort of like blackish leather armor. One has sort of a tri-point hat, or really leather garb. It's, there's a tri-point hat. There's but it's all sort of blacked out, like classic. Well, you know what? I don't want to say assassin's blacks, but I'm picturing some of the pictures that Toby put up for us, where it's like just sort of lots of dark clothing associated with that school of night, and you think to yourself, hey, maybe this did have something to do with what the ministry was talking about. Tesla, I see you rolled a 13.
Yes, was mostly preoccupied with the mending spell and looking over Durruti's gun, but as I'm hearing them discuss it, I can't help but like have a cursory glance over.
Yeah, you as somebody who typically leans towards books and information and stuff like that, you find within all this stuff on your end, Byron, you're seeing a lot of like basic rations and resources, things that people would use if they were sort of adventuring out in the wilderness. And you find some of the same things, Tesla, but you also find a very small notebook with a folded piece of paper jammed in the middle of it. That piece of paper jammed in the middle of it looks very similar to the piece of paper that you were given by Benedict, that you remember being the instructions for time travel. But it's smudged, it's torn, it looks like it's existed itself for an insanely long time. And a lot of it isn't super readable. And as you crack open that notebook and you flip through it, it's essentially this person's like just quick note diary of what's going on. And they discuss, you see the empty map. Yes, it is right that you can just see the empty map. You can see, and it's essentially the plan of these three. They're a close-knit group. They had their three friends. They're one of their older siblings was associated with a group that was saying that they were going to be time traveling, so they stole a lot of the equipment that their older sibling had and said, like, all right, let's travel through time, friends, and tried to execute what was on this piece of paper, but probably didn't have the skill or the ability to execute those things. And you glean their existence was probably the result of a failed attempt to travel through time.
Interesting. Tesla will quickly copy down in his own notepad some of these findings, just sticking to pertinent information, leaving out the more personal details. And then he's going to use a level 1 spell, Tensor's Floating Disc, and he's just going to place a hand on the ground, and a small translucent disc of force will raise to the air. Well, Byron, Miss Julie, I think we found our School of Midnight, the bodies. They tried to time travel, and it ended rather poorly for them.
I guess it's like D&D, where if you don't buy the source materials and just try and homebrew it, things could go horribly wrong.
It gets weird fast.
Yes.
There's a lesson for us all there.
Do not envy them their fate, even though they were, their intentions were less than good.
Yes, well, if you wouldn't mind helping me put the bodies on this disc, maybe can anyone put a sheet over them, something to cover them up?
Yes, it's hard to say, something nice when they became such a monstrosity, but before that, I suppose they were people.
Yes, and should Julie, Byron, would one of you like to speak to Abner's men or the people? Something to calm them.
I mean, what, team run and hide? Yeah, sure.
As you say this, the colonists, what few are left, are slowly emerging from their hiding places, from inside the houses. One group, carefully led by Eleanor, now baby in hand, and Abner's men slowly going around and gathering up the rest of the colonists.
Durruti, here's your gun. I've tried with mending I can, but perhaps it'd be better for you to have a look over it once more.
Thank you. I take the gun and check out the barrel. It jammed because I was using Spanish ammunition, which was old and poorly stored. I wanted to save my good Mexican rounds for some other situation.
That old excuse.
So now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have used the Mexican rounds on the giant flesh monster.
Yes, there's a time and a place to save your bullets.
Is there a since Tesla used the mending thing on it, I had already cleared the round, so the gun was technically fixed, but since Tesla did something to it, is there a way I could get I don't know, something like an inspiration or something with regard to Tesla's work on my gun?
Mending is a cantrip. Mending is just helping you put things back together.
Okay, so it's just super clean.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. It's
Sparkling.
Yeah, even like little repairs, things that you probably didn't notice were out of whack before are probably back where they belong.
It's been
Beautiful.
waxed and polished.
Waxed and polished. This is the shiniest gun.
Been detailed.
Factory fresh.
So yeah, and as these colonists slowly make their way out, you are quite ceremoniously taking care of the three bodies that were either School of Night or impersonating the School of Knights.
Mhm.
And as they make their way out, Eleanor will immediately make her way up to Julie and say, "Is this it? Is this the end of things? Are we going to be safe here?"
Believe so. I've never seen anything like this before, but all the anomalies are gone and the creature is destroyed. So I imagine that you and your families and your colony are safe, at least from magical or temporal threats.
The last few words, I mean, magical, she understands, but is sort of wondering why you're asserting that there is that you are now asserting that there is a magical thing. And though she saw what she saw, she's still probably in shock and trying to rationalize things. But one of Abner's men chimes in and says, but Mr. John said that we should still leave this area. Something is wrong. There is a safe place for us with the Croatoan tribe just south of here. Where is Abner? And so the two of them will look at each other and instruct the group to stay with you. And as they sort of like walk towards this bottom portion to leave the colony, they sort of look back and wave to Durruti as somebody with some sort of firearm and say, would you come with us to look for Abner?
Certainly, comrades.
And
then I'm going to point at Tesla and be like, "You, wait, he doesn't know his name at this point. It's Tesla, could you help me with this?"
Well, Byron, Julie, you are the people. I shall see you soon.
Like that. You're the people.
Yeah, while they're off investigating that, I'm going to start an enthralling performance
for the kids,
reading poetry to all the remaining people in the camp, speaking glowingly about their bravery today and how they will be remembered throughout the ages for their brave deeds. And, today we nearly died, so tonight we should truly live.
And as people gather some of their own stuff, they take pause. They find a spot near the fire in the lights. A few take a couple of seats out there and enjoy one of the few times they've heard somebody speak positively, in a way that is looking forward to them in a very long time. And it is incredibly heartening and emboldening for those people who are about to embark on a dangerous journey, potentially leave the home that they've built away from their original home for another completely new place. Durruti and Tesla, you don't make it far outside the camp before you find Abner. He is at the foot of a tree, dead from a wound. It seems like from some sort of piercing wound, probably not from that giant Akira blob.
Yeah, and it's not a bullet hole. I didn't accidentally hit him.
It's not a bullet hole. It could be piercing or just like maybe hacked with something. And he is part of the way through scratching something into a tree. He said that he would leave some sort of message for the people that would come find them. And he has been able to carve a giant C, an R, and an O into a tree out there. And the men say he was trying to leave a message for the mayor when he came back for us.
Hmm.
This is, and the other one turns to Tesla and say, this is what he wanted for us to join the Croatoan people south of us.
Well,
Or he was warning us about the Cronenberg.
Or the Cronenberg. That's what it
Oh,
was. Oh,
yeah.
here.
totally.
So
This
while
is the actual tree, by the way, that exists.
wow,
Wow.
I didn't know that was still here.
Really held up after all those years.
So as we were walking, by the way, these people speak English, right?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
you guys can speak everything.
Right, right.
Mushroom
So I'm going to have a conversation with Tesla in Spanish just so they can't overhear. So essentially what I'm saying is that, I asked you on this just to get your opinion here. It's from what I gathered from our sponsor at the ministry, I don't believe they intend to ever let us go. Was that your estimation as well?
That was some of it, yes.
So my question here to you is, you know something of these things. Do you know a way that we might be able to return to our own time without their oversight?
Tessa's going to look around conspiratorially. Let's just say I'm doing my research, Miss Durruti, and once I have my results, well, let's hope we all get what we want. But I have nothing conclusive yet.
That sounds good to me. I'm very eager to return to my column, as well as Emilienne and my daughter Colette. Do what you can, and if you need anything from me, let me know.
I will. It's all in this little book here. He's going to tap his notebook.
Keep it
Julie,
safe. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Julie, as Byron gives his speech, really a performance to
Just to wrap up my performance, by the way, I will say,
please.
actually is a Byron quote. The truth is always strange, stranger than fiction.
And with that, Julie, what do you think you are doing back at the colony before everybody decides to ship out?
I think I would be connecting with Eleanor, just checking in on how she's doing and wishing her the best as she sails off to potentially even be a leader of this of this new colony or community.
Cool. To be a leader, I can't say whether or not I would be a leader, but it is nice to know that I'm not thought of as crazy, and people will believe me even for a time.
Well, then they may not believe you and the rest of history, but you can rest assured that you were a hero today, and you would be, I am sure, for the rest of your life. And leadership looks different, and you may lead from in front or behind, or even though your name may not move down the generations, you have saved many lives who will be affected for a very long time. So all the best with your voyage and with your future.
And with that, her smile turns a little sad. She gives a little lip quiver and her eyes get a little watery, and gives you a big embrace, just throws her arms around you and says thank you one more time. And everybody begins to pack throughout the nights. They begin to get things moving. There are few carts, wheelbarrows, things that they can use to travel. and they pack themselves up. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying while this is going, Durruti, he is very quickly, you can see he is physically uncomfortable with inaction. So as soon as he gets back to the camp, he sits by the fire for like a couple of minutes and nervously gets up and goes and is basically spending the whole night packing everyone up, moving as many heavy things as he can.
Absolutely. And come dawn, everybody's tired but ready to travel, ready to leave this place. And Abner's men seem to lead the charge as two that know the way. One of them has also, on another tree, not far from the first, carved the full word Croatoan on a tree. And says, hopefully when their mayor, John White, sees this, they know where Croatoan Island is, they will surely come look for us. And one of them turns to the group and says, are you sure you can't come with us? You've been of great help.
Unfortunately not, but you are ready, and with the help of the Croatoan people, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Well, thank you for all you've done. And the colony moves south. They take very small boats and follow the island chain south down to what is now Hatteras Island. What's next for you guys? Does everybody head back to the
Yeah, well,
oh, man.
First I'd mumble to the guys like, so does anyone know the history? Are these guys going to be fine?
I think they'll be fine.
Okay, that's good. Julie, you disappeared for a bit last night. You were talking about positions and power and dominance and everything like that.
Oh, mon Dieu. Yes, what can I say? The townspeople, they are dealing with a lot. There's a lot of emotion, and the people, they need calm, they need comfort, and I was there to help.
Nice one. I made my own my own 4-body Cronenberg, I believe. Inspired.
Excellent. The beast with no back. I actually forget for the millionth time, what is the name of the handler that the ministry has assigned to you? Does anybody remember?
Yeah,
Mr. Dowager.
Yes.
All I had to do was start saying it out loud. So is everybody sort of heading back to the tree with Mr. Dowager? Is there anything you feel like you need to complete before you head back?
I mean, you know, like the gentleman, I'm concerned about our bosses, but I say that in this case, clearly we were needed. I think we were on the right side. We did a good thing today. And yeah, having looked at that monstrosity, I'm kind of glad we didn't join sides with the School of Night.
I would still like to speak with them.
Well, when they have the ability to talk, we shall have our opportunity.
Indeed. Just making sure that they're on this disc and still floating and following us, and that my notes are securely tucked away.
Oh, they're coming with you.
Yeah, that's what I put the buddies on
Ooh.
disc for.
Oh, right. I didn't even think twice about it. Excellent. All right. You guys make your way back to the tree, very Nightmare Before Christmas-esque that Mr. Dowager said he would be sitting inside of. You open it up and you see his, standard, hasn't moved dour form waiting for you. And you enter in from a beautiful, crisp fall day into a brightly lit room on the inside of a large tree. Time goes on. John White finally does, having gotten held up in England for a long period of time because of the war with the Spanish, and being unable to travel back to the colonies, finally does make his way back to the colony. They find an entirely abandoned colony with a big CRO carved into one tree and Croatoan carved into another tree. Knowing where Croatoan Island is, the legend has it they searched all over the place for them and couldn't find them on this what is now Hatteras Island. They looked farther inland, couldn't find them. From what I gather, the reality of the situation is they're like, fuck it, and just went off to join another fleet and become part of the burgeoning pirate fleet, and truly didn't look for these people at all.
It's,
So
more fun to be a pirate than a search and rescue party.
Yeah. But
Probably
for the sake
for the
of our
best.
story, you guys did do a good thing. You sent off colonists that were potentially in danger from a lot of things, from attacks from the mainland, like the previous colony, from this gigantic time Cronenberg. And you sent them to a place that is potentially safer and better for them. Congratulations, guys, and you have solved the first D&D history mystery.
Woo!
It was a Cronenberg all along.
It was a Cronenberg all along. Complete, guys. Thanks for playing.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Ah,
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
running.
Thanks
great.
for
Lots
that.
of fun.
It's fun. But that is essentially what I gathered from, we don't have to be recording this, but that is essentially what I have gathered from the story of it, is that they got there. The first group dies. They're like, let's send more people. They send more people. They get there. There's this total mystery, and they're like,
But some mysteries are like, oh my god, what happened? Some mysteries are like, no one cared to explore what happened. There was no investigation. It was like, I don't know if you guys know, but recently it was discovered that while England was in the middle of a big lockdown, we were talking about this earlier, Julie. Naomi. The government were having parties in the Houses of Parliament, 10 Downing Street, and they contacted the police. Are you going to investigate this? And they said, you know what, like, it happened nearly a year ago. The police we're not into investigating such old news. And I'm like,
Okay, sure.
okay, so
Jesus
like,
Christ.
are you guys doing like this Minority Report thing where you're looking at future crime? Or what?
When we had travel bans in Ontario, which is the province I'm in, there was a Zoom meeting from the politicians, and one of them was in like the Bahamas and had like a fake background, but you could hear like the seagulls and the
The calypso music.
even brought a sweater, like sitting out on the beach with a sweater. I don't know.
Oh my god.